The man never expected this. He actually raised another man's son for 10 years. Mark felt both ashamed and furious. He stormed into his house. He knocked over a basket of chili peppers. He loudly confronted Ava in public. The villagers ran over to watch the drama. Ava hid inside the house to save face. Mark chased her in after sending the crowd away. He was determined to find out the truth. Ava finally confessed everything with no other choice. The truth hit him like a heavy rainstorm. It washed away all of Mark's anger. He became completely lifeless from that day on. He could not accept that his beloved eldest son was actually the child of his romantic rival. He isolated himself from the world. He left all the household chores to Ava. He just lay in bed doing nothing all day. He would only cry secretly in the dead of night. Brian did not fully understand what had happened, but he could sense that the heavy atmosphere at home was because of him, so he did extra chores to make up for it. One day, his two younger brothers got bullied. Brian wanted to prove he could protect them. He picked up a brick without any hesitation. He hit the troublemaker with the brick and injured him, but the incident did not end there. The village chief soon showed up at their door. He demanded that Mark pay $5,000 in medical bills. Mark was absolutely furious. He insisted that the boy's biological father, John, should pay for it. The village chief went to talk to John instead, but John simply pulled out his family genealogy book. He pointed at the book and made his stance clear. He said no one named Brian had ever existed in their family. He refused to pay a single cent. John held a lot of power in the village. Nobody dared to cross him, so the problem fell right back on Mark. The angry neighbors came knocking on his door again. They threatened to take his furniture if he did not pay. Mark finally gave up completely. He just let them take everything away. Ava knew this was all her fault. She also knew her husband still resented Brian's true parentage. She decided to fix the mess herself. She put on some makeup. She wore her precious embroidered shoes. She was still the most beautiful woman on the street. She gathered up her last bit of dignity. She went to John to ask for child support. To her surprise, John flatly denied it. He refused to pay a single penny. His current wife even came out to humiliate Ava. During their argument, John shoved Ava hard to the ground. Meanwhile, Mark was eating at home. He heard his wife went to confront John. He still did not care at all. Ava finally returned home looking completely defeated. She saw how indifferent her husband was. She felt utterly disappointed. She angrily rushed into their bedroom. Mark accidentally noticed his wife's worn-out shoes. A wave of guilt washed over his calm heart. He decided to sell his blood again to save his broken family. Before going to the hospital, he spoke seriously to his other two sons. He told them John was the one who ruined their family. It was his first time back at that hospital in over 10 years. To his surprise, the doctor smiled as soon as he heard his name. The doctor openly joked that his son was not biologically his. Mark held back his anger and walked out of the clinic. He saw his eldest son waiting for him outside. Brian begged his father for forgiveness. Mark still had an unresolved knot in his heart when he looked at his former favorite son. He set a new rule for Brian. Brian had to call him uncle when they were alone. He could only call him dad when other people were around. It was painful, but the son had to agree. Mark used the money from selling his blood to buy back all the furniture. He also bought Ava a new pair of shoes. All of Ava's long-held grievances and sadness finally faded away in that moment.